Was a Roman woman's virtue worth dying for? The rain hammered against the marble of the Palatine Hill, mirroring the storm brewing in Lucretia's heart. It wasn't a dramatic, thunder and lightning kind of storm. It was a slow, insidious drip, a corrosive stain spreading through her very being. She was weaving, meticulously threading wool into a tapestry depicting the glories of Rome, eagles, legions, triumphant generals. A perfectly respectable pastime for a Roman matron, a symbol of domesticity and, crucially, of purity. But the loom felt like a cage, the threads like chains. Sextus Tarquinius, her husband, a man accustomed to getting what he wanted, had been circling like a vulture. He wasn't a brute, not overtly. His threats weren't shouted, weren't accompanied by the flash of steel. They were whispers, insinuations, a carefully constructed web of pressure designed to unravel her defenses. He'd started subtly, commenting on her beauty, praising her grace, then hinting at the desirability of her company. It began with a single, pointed question: "Why do you always stay indoors, my dear Lucretia? Surely a woman of your exquisite talents deserves to be seen, admired." Then came the stable boy, a freckled youth named Ilus. Sextus casually mentioned Illus's admiration for Lucretia, his clumsy attempts to offer her flowers, his earnest declarations of affection. He didn't demand anything, not yet. He simply planted the seed, a tiny, poisonous seed of doubt. "A young man like Ilus, Lucretia," he'd murmured, his eyes lingering on her face. "He clearly recognizes your worth." The pressure mounted. Sextus's visits became more frequent, his compliments more insistent, his presence a suffocating weight. He offered gifts, exquisite silks, rare perfumes, a jeweled bracelet, each one a subtle reminder of his power, his wealth, his right to possess her. Lucretia, a woman of impeccable Roman breeding, understood the game. She knew that resistance was futile. A woman's reputation was everything, more valuable than her life. And Sextus, a man accustomed to getting his way, wouldn't hesitate to destroy it. The night arrived like a shadow. Sextus, disguised as a messenger, arrived at Lucretia's villa. He didn't force his way in. He simply waited patiently outside her chamber. When she opened the door, he was there, a dark silhouette against the flickering torchlight. He didn't raise a hand, he didn't even speak, he simply entered. The details, as recounted by Livy, are chillingly precise. The struggle was brief, almost clinical. Lucretia, a woman known for her beauty and grace, fought with a desperate, silent fury, but she was outnumbered, outmaneuvered. She was a prize, a trophy to be claimed, not a woman to be resisted. Then came the unthinkable. Lucretia, facing a fate worse than death, the ruin of her honor, the shame of a public scandal, took her own life. She plunged a dagger into her heart, a single, decisive act of defiance. The news spread like wildfire through Rome. The senators, a collection of powerful, ambitious men, gathered in the Curia. They debated, argued, and wrangled over the implications of Lucretia's death. Was it suicide? Was it murder? Was it a crime against the state? The laws of raptus, designed to protect Roman women from abduction and forced marriage, offered no clear guidance. Sextus was a respected nobleman, a member of the Roman aristocracy. Could he simply be punished for a crime committed in his own home? Livy, the historian, paints a vivid picture of the unfolding drama. The senators, initially bewildered, quickly succumbed to the prevailing sentiment. Lucretia was a victim of a monstrous crime, a violation of the most sacred Roman values. Her death, though tragic, was also a triumph, a symbol of female virtue and resilience. But here's the unsettling part. The details of the assault itself are deliberately vague. Livy doesn't describe the violence, the brutality, the physical trauma. He focuses instead on Lucretia's psychological state, her desperate fear, her unwavering commitment to her honor. He emphasizes her internal struggle, her agonizing decision to choose death over dishonor. Was it truly a straightforward act of rape? Or was it something more complex, a confluence of fear, manipulation, and a desperate desire to preserve her reputation? The Romans, steeped in a culture of honor and shame, struggled to reconcile these conflicting impulses. The laws, designed to protect the vulnerable, were ill-equipped to deal with the nuances of coercion and psychological manipulation. The senators, grappling with this moral dilemma, eventually decided to exile Sextus Tarquinius and his son, Tarquin the Proud, from Rome. This act of expiation, a symbolic cleansing of the city, marked the end of the Roman monarchy and the beginning of the Roman Republic. Lucretia's death became a foundational myth, a cornerstone of Roman identity. She was transformed into an emblem of Roman virtue, a symbol of the struggle between tyranny and freedom, between corruption and righteousness. Her story was told and retold, embellished and reinterpreted across generations. But the core of the legend, the question of Lucretia's agency, her consent, remained stubbornly ambiguous. Was she a willing participant in her own demise, or a victim of circumstance? Was her suicide an act of defiance or an act of despair? Augustine, the influential Christian theologian, grappled with these questions in his City of God. He argued that rape, unlike simple lust, was a corruption of the will, a violation of the soul. He likened Lucretia's suicide to the wounding of the body, a painful but ultimately purifying experience. But he also questioned the validity of her claim, suggesting that she may have been driven to despair by her own guilt. "In forte ideo ibi non est quia non insantum, sed male sibi conscium, si perimit." Could it be that she was not there because she slew herself not innocently but conscious of her guilt? The story of Lucretia, it seems, was never meant to be easily resolved. It was a mirror reflecting the anxieties and contradictions of Roman society, a testament to the enduring power of shame and honor, and a haunting reminder of the complexities of consent. Later, in the Middle Ages, the story of Lucretia was adapted and reinterpreted by countless writers and artists. Chaucer, in his Legend of Good Women, presented a more sympathetic version of the tale, emphasizing Lucretia's courage and her unwavering commitment to her virtue. Boccaccio, in his Decameron, used Lucretia's story as a cautionary tale, illustrating the dangers of unchecked desire and the importance of maintaining one's reputation. But even in these later adaptations, the central question remained: was Lucretia a victim of rape or a willing participant in her own destruction? The answer, it seems, depends on who is asking the question and what values they bring to the story. Did she die because she was forced or because she chose? Did her suicide redeem her or condemn her? The legend of Lucretia, shrouded in mystery and ambiguity, continues to fascinate and provoke debate to this day. And so, as the rain continues to fall on the Palatine Hill, we are left with a single, unsettling question: can a woman's virtue truly be worth dying for?